like an adult sign-up spelling bee. I asked one of the mediators what level spelling bee is it, and they said SAT. Try spelling facetious, and that's when I was like, nope.
Let's face it, when you think about Flint, Michigan, you think about crime, you think about violence, you think about homicides, robberies, you think about really horrible looking neighborhoods, and these are all elements of our city. But there's more to the city than the crime and the violence. The city is much more complicated than people realize. There's a lot of good infrastructure in the city of Flint. There's a lot of history there, especially when you look at the automotive industry. General Motors was actually, it had one of its headquarters in Flint, Michigan. It was actually based out of Flint, Michigan at one point. And it produced a lot of great middle-class jobs for people. But when GM, General Motors, left Flint and shut down factories, it devastated the city. Obviously, we still have nice neighborhoods. We still have events such as Back to the Bricks, where we show off our cars and we show off the engines, and it's sort of like a holiday. And, you know, there's definitely an improvement in the downtown area. There's definitely more people there. There's definitely more life. We also have various festivals for the downtown area during the summertime. And right now, you notice that there's definitely a big presence of universities. Well, you have Kettering University and you have the University of Michigan Flint. University of Michigan Flint is more geared towards liberal arts. It has some science programs as well. But Kettering is more of an engineering school. And there's Mott Community College. Now, U of M Flint and Mott are pretty much expanding, and when you look at their campus, you can see that there's definitely a lot of money being dumped into them. My concern about those two entities is that they rely so much on government money that I'm not really convinced that they're really sustainable. But like I said, there are positive things going on. You have the
I'm glad we still have a library and the way things are looking.
That includes the Flint Institute of Art, Flint Institute of Music, Planetarium, as you see right there. Of course, we have the Whiting Auditorium. We have a really nice area near the downtown Flint area. So there are things to do, and there are places to go in Flint, Michigan. But again, another one of the problems is that a lot of our infrastructure, well, a lot of the stores, a lot of the places where people in Flint actually spend their money is actually outside of Flint. We have too much of our traffic going into Grand Blanc and Flint Township, especially Flint Township, and Burton and the surrounding areas. Now, I'm not saying I don't want those places to get any business, but you need to have some commerce in the city of Flint if you want to have an increase in taxes and if you want to have more police officers. A lot of people believe that the increase in crime is because of the cut down in the police departments in recent years. But frankly, we don't have the tax revenue to have a bigger police department. And what the mayor is trying to do is basically trying to balance. And a lot of people don't understand that, the University of Michigan, Flint, for example, they receive a lot of their money from other sources of governments, the federal government. And by that I mean through loans. When you go to school and you get loans from the government, in a sense, the federal government, you're essentially getting money. Well, you are getting money from the federal government for you to go to school, and that actually helps the universities. Whereas Flint, the city isn't really in a position to just get money from the federal government or any type of influx from the federal government. There's talk of funds being available, but I've yet to actually see it. So with all that in mind, the city does have some positives. Obviously, it has a lot of negatives. But I see infrastructure in place. I see an infrastructure in place that could be used for production, could be used for commerce. And this is something that a lot of cities that are suffering this in this country don't have. Flint also has a pretty interesting history. Back in 1936 and 37, there was a massive sit-down strike by the UAW that completely transformed the automotive industry, pretty much unionized the industry, and it paved the way for a lot of other unions and other industries as well. So this town has a big union background, it has a big automotive background, and right now it's struggling because of the lack of industry. And I think a lot of the cities across the country are suffering just like this. But anyway, guys, this is my town. I want to hear about your city. Tell me about your town and its history and the things you like and don't like about your city. Alright guys, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and don't forget the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Bye.